Why don't you smile? I'm not broken. You are. I can see, little one. What's done can't be undone. It's all for you.
Hello everybody, I'm your host Thunder, and in this video I'm going to show you how I've created this, the 𝗨𝗦𝗣𝗍𝗍𝗢 puppet. Now he's full on all kinds of details and small teeth, and if you think I should make more of these, press like. If you're new to this channel, subscribe, and don't forget to check out my Discord server where you can post your own creations and I can rate them and look at them, and there's a chance for them to land in my video. Now let's get to the past me, who is still 3D printing the pieces for him, whilst I have to enjoy this awesome puppet. You wanna know how I created this, the 𝗨𝗦𝗣𝗍𝗍𝗢 puppet or action figure? Well, let me tell you how I got the idea for it. So when I created this life-sized cosplay of Bond from the Walten files, who is incredibly like 8.2 feet tall. You can see how tall he is. For the torso, I needed to create some templates, and since I didn't find any, I just created my own. And to do my own, I 3D printed the torso. Well, I have now this torso piece, and I thought, instead of throwing away, why don't I make a little puppet out of it? And that's what I did. That's how I got the idea for this. Now, I went the easy route. Instead of making like foam bodies and stuff, I just quickly 3D print all the other parts. So if you don't have a 3D printer, if you want to create this yourself, it's going to be way harder. But of course, you can just take the templates and stuff and try to create your own. Now, the templates for the torso are on my Patreon. There's two versions, the free version and the one you have to pay with. First off, I'm sorry that you have to pay for the better version. I have to finance this channel somehow. I'm making $0 out of this. But if you still want to support me, you can press subscribe, and maybe when you're down there, press like. Now, I've 3D printed all the other pieces, such as the leg and the feet. And I'm gonna show you around how I thought around this, and then somehow at the end have this cool puppet piece. These models are from some free 3D model that I found in the internet. I hope you can see that. Like, this model of Bond was like free, and I'm just like, free? Yoink! The only thing I normally just liked about this is the torso. It looks very cool formed. The rest I didn't really like, but then again, the more I look at it, the better it is. The only thing I can't get around is with the head. That's why I use my own model, which my friend Scrapcraft, really go check that guy out. He makes really good animations. Created. His channel is in the description. And the rest I just used from that one model and 3D printed all the pieces, which I believe you can see. We got my double printer action going on in here. Got the expensive one here, who needs way more maintenance and is older. And the new one down there, he basically needs like no maintenance, because he's like from the Ender 3, the V3 variant, but the cheapest. Also, while you're down there, look, I got Christmas socks. While that all is printing, let me talk to you about how I'm planning on, out of these empty shell pieces, create this. What am I supposed to say? Common brain, think brain. This cool, I'ma just call it action figure. It's a tall action figure, like 50 centimeters, but it's gonna be really cool. Now, I'm gonna take these, and what I'm planning is for the inside, because right now I can't really make an animatronic that's in there with these being like snap fit. Like, I cut them in half and have them be with magnets snap on. Would be really cool. But I don't have the magnets nor money to buy more. I can only work with what I got right now. And what I got is, I'm gonna use some spray foam that I have here. This isolation spray foam. I used it already for Bond's cosplay for the feet, because they're big massive plastic pieces, and to have something inside I just sprayed lots of this in there. I'm gonna do the same thing here, spray some in here so there's something in there, and then make a hole through where this thicker aluminum wire goes through. Now I don't think this is strong enough for the feet, because this is very easily bendable. I might just only use it for the hands and the fingers and the head and the toes, because you can see here the toes are separate and gonna be bendable. That's something cool that I want to make, so he's very cool, posable and actuatable. And of course for like the head and stuff and everything, I want to have it really coolly detailed, that he looks just like he's all size, like real life. But if you think I should make this animatronic with the snap-on outside pieces, give me 2,000 likes, and I'm going to create this animatronic right here in like mini format, have it be posable and everything, and magnets means I can just snap on these in the scale of this guy, like this big. I don't know yet how big it is. After 3D printing all the parts, I simply put some like spray foam like you see in there, sprayed it all full everywhere. Some started pooping out, which was quite unfortunate. But after that I started furring the body, which was boring anyways, and I created this banger of a YouTube short / TikTok. You know, you play through live when you're working on cool ass cosplay, and then you're like also just like frying chicken over here. Shut up. My ears. So you probably saw I printed out all the pieces out of PLA, and the next step would have been furring it all simply, and then putting a wire skeleton inside. Now you can imagine that is very simple to do and very like painful, because it's lots of glue holding it on, glue holding it on, and then that's just like 20 times 100. And you can also imagine that prototyping it with like putting a wire inside and looking, this is 2 wires is not enough, I use 3. Like you can see on this image here was the first time I put it together as a prototype, because this guy looked already so cool, but he's kind of finished. So if you look at this boy here, he is huge. I love him. He looks very awesome. There's just one little problem. So if you look at him right now, his head proportioned to his body, it is very like sunken down. So what I want to do is basically, you see his head, just like chop it off, higher it up a bit, and you know, just glue it up. What I also want to do is spray paint him with my good old, if people watch my YouTube shorts, my airbrush from like 1990. So yeah. And if you're asking for the massive cosplay, if I used airbrush for that too, well, yes, for the head. But for the massive torso and legs, I just very simply spray canned it, like very distantly, like, sorry, very distantly spray painted it so it gets a slight shade, like if you see here on the head. So like some parts are slightly darker than others, like if it's dirty. Well, I don't really understand how this dirt works. I'm just basing it off how the original looks. If you look at the one there, he is like basically the same. Also, if you're interested in color and dirt theory, I'm gonna put out a video, so if you stay tuned to my channel. So step 1, dropping his head off. Okay, enough funning. This is his head. I just like fucking ripped it off. So what you can see here too is this jaw. I fixed it on with a wire so it's movable normally. I think I glued it on there too much. So for his head, this nose piece, I used some of these wires you normally put in the walls. I use this very commonly on my channel, and that is just perfect. Then for the eyes, what I did is basically, I'll just take them out because I just not glued them yet in. So these are 3D printed. little things, glued a little fur on top, and then with markers painted his eyes on there. That are his eyes. The teeth are all 3D printed and just simply glued on there. I didn't know that my 3D printer can print this small. And then for the ears, you see here, these cool boys. Because originally, I like filled everything up, the entire on, with spray foam. And some like shoot it out on the sides, you can see on the image. And I used some X's, made some squares, put fur on the squares. Basically, I made these ears out of this foam, and it works very beautifully. Like, not perfect, but like good enough. And then put one wire inside here so I can position it and everything. Don't know why I want to position those. I don't know if they move. Then for the body, I just used like 3 wires here on for the feet, and 3 here, and then 2 on there. Makes this whole thing very well bendable. The fingers are also all like wires, means I can also like visually bend them like how I want them to. Pretty nifty. The only thing left to do is like add sewing, because if you look at Mount from behind, he has sewing on all his like things. So I'll probably just like drill holes in each side and then put some like fur thing magic something in there that looks like this sewing thing. And for the feet, my idea is I'll get some steel plates, very thin ones, put them on here. Like I already have them here, right? For feet, so he has cool metal feet. I'll use this, cut it into shape, and glue them on here. Now if you want to glue metal with hot glue and stuff, you gotta heat up the metal. So very basically said what I did in like 20 minutes recording time. I put some more foam in there, then put some wires so it's all sturdy, glued it all shut, and hoped it would be stable. Now I think it's good enough for the head, like he's up there enough. Whilst that is drying, let's go to the airbrush preparing. So I'll first gotta get in some clothes so I don't accidentally dirty my suit. So okay, looks pretty good. The gas, what I use is from these boys. Very simply the gas type I use. Guys, Bluetooth. Well, Bluetooth. I'm very surprised that that lasted that long. This cap here, screwed on here, make sure that this is put off, means no gas escapes. Then you screw it on the airbrush. You shake it up a little bit so it produces gas. Then you can open the valve. And then when you press this button, you hear gas. Now that's the right gas, by the way. If you think I'm stupid or something, I'm gonna blow up my house. That is the right gas. And that's why you shouldn't do it inside your house. You should do it outside, or at least open your window, which I will do. The next part is gonna make sure that nothing is like dirtied up or blah blah blah. Then you're gonna take your little container, and what I like to do is use something that already sprays paint. I just spray some of this in here. Now I won't recommend you spraying paint straightly in here. You can use a very safer method of getting some paint cans, and then with some special tools you can get that paint out, but I don't have any of this in black right now. I already used a lot for the yellow rabbit. If you do it my tactic, because it will get very dirty, for you to put on some gloves. Now because this part is very messy, I'm gonna make sure I don't get anything dirty, and I'll do it in this trash can. Don't forget to have the window open. Well, if you would look at that, this job like this is very dirty. Do not do this at home. Do it the right way by just carefully putting some paint in here. Because by the way, this is permanent. Screw this on here. There you go. This is on here now, and normally, yeah, you see, Perfect.
Now, super simply said, what I'm painting on right now is overall randomness. Just here and there, a bit of black just in there. This is, by the way, like 15 times speed, so it's a lot of painting, but it pays off. So what's really important is you paint on all, like, where movability is, like, you know, where the legs are, the segments, where you see lots of rubbing materials. That's where you wanna, like, get the most dirt and black stuff. Because where lots of wear and uses, that's where lots darkness goes, simply said. So that's what I'm doing here. And also the inside, to like hide the foam. Then after lots of airbrushing, my airbrush was empty and it's like, instead of filling it up again, I just used a spray can for the inner black parts. But like I said, if you use spray cans or anything like that, please do it outside, not inside. The only excuse I have for spray painting inside is for having good lighted up camera shots and not neighbors questioning why I, with a mask, spray paint.
Time for him to dry and evacuate.
2 hours later.
Yeah. So. How do
Oh, much better. So, what I was saying, after with good and correct tools like aspects and stuff, you have finally finished spray painting this. He should look pretty good like this. Now, he's not perfect, I can say that of course, but like, who really is perfect? Now, after you have painted on all the details and stuff, he looks pretty good. Now, of course, there's some things missing, but from what I can see, he looks awesome. Now, the only other thing I would probably have to do is sometime off screen, when I have time, do some little details and really carefully paint on stuff. But right now I'm really stressed because it's Christmas time and I want to put out every 6 days a video. That is my Christmas present to you guys, my community. But if you enjoyed my video where I create this puppet, you should definitely press like. Maybe share this video to others, and if I get 2,000 likes, don't forget I will make an animatronic version, which is going to be so much more detailed, and I will spend way more time on this, because, fun fact, at this thing here, I sped run him 3 days of work. But yeah, if you like this video, hope to see you in this video, so maybe that's interesting to you. Anyways, squat!